Harborview and Mount Pleasant will play in the first game of our JPL doubleheader on Sportsmax 2 on Monday. That's at 5 p.m. Jamaica time, 6 p.m. outside. And the match week 2 will climax with a clash between two of the most garlanded teams in Premier League history, Arnott Gardens and Portmore United, 7:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. if you're outside Jamaica. What about the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets? Irving and Durant have been averaging high 30s, but the Nets have been losing. They play the Bulls on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. outside Jamaica, the NBA on Sportsmax. And the Phoenix Suns, DeAndre Ayton, the Bahamian, is on that team. Tuesday, 10 p.m. outside Jamaica. They play the Timberwolves of Minnesota. Back here at the Stadium East Complex, Stadium East Field, part of the Independence Park Sports Complex, or the Independence Park Complex. Chapelton Maroons FC, the team from Clarendon in the maroon and white, they are up against it. 2-0 down to Tivoli. And the only thing is that it's only 2, so they can work themselves back into this game. Here's Raheem Brown with an early touch. Pennycook intervenes and sends the ball way up the field. But Lenny Hyde, the Chapelton Maroons FC coach, Dwight, conducted his team talk on the pitch, in the open.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't in the mood. He wanted to let them know how serious he is.
Here's
and how
Brown.
Disappointed.
Well, he was waiting on the pass. The offside call, the offside flag. Well, the flag goes up for offside. That was Marlon Pennycook bursting into space for Chapelton, trying to find Brown, who was waiting on it. Thought it was an offside flag. It's actually a flag that it had gone over the line. It's a corner. So early one for Chapelton. They've started the second half brighter than they did the first. And the handball, the appeal goes up. Mason says, no handball, no penalty, but it's a corner. So a second one in quick succession for the Clarendon team.
Yeah, and for the first time in this game we saw on the break that there was about 4 Chapelton players going forward to try and see if they can really cause some problems for Tivoli, committing more players.
Met near post by Pilgrim. Williamson with it for Chapelton. This is Gale. Ball.
But we see here Parchment here has been employed on the opposite side to where he was going down there left. Now he's coming down the right to a near side here.
So Pilgrim has won that battle. They've switched the winger.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So he's going to see if he can get some joy against Keno Simpson, who's been pushing up high. So maybe that's not a bad tactic, as we see Janelle Ray bursting into space for Tivoli. Has the defense back pedaling. Ray waits, and Mackenzie can't trap it. And that looked promising for Tivoli, but for the touch from Mackenzie.
It looked like it was also Nelson that was really bearing down in the box.
Given away to Simpson. And Brown has to sprint after this. Clark outside of his box for a fleeting second.
Yeah, and that's good patience shown by Clark.
Confidence.
Down on him as well.
But yeah, I mean, when you know you can use your arms as well, that gives you an advantage.
And you're very well protected as well.
Yep. Here's Simpson. Score off the first goal. Howell got the block in for Chapelton.
You know, you're looking at the switch from Lenny Hyde with Parchment coming across with Simpson.
Oh, that's Rob. That's poor play, but Brown is offside. Raheem Brown pouncing gleefully, finally getting a chance to run at the Tivoli defense, but he was in an offside position, and it's a good call.
I was saying that a Parchment coming this side, and we're saying maybe because Simpson is pushing up, he'll get a lot of joy in behind. But I think one of the downside for him, he might be running back to his goal a lot.
Yep. Or with a 2-0 cushion, Simpson may just sit, because he doesn't need to be forcing the issue. But who knows? Let's see what happens. Fascinating tactical change. Nelson trying to link with Simpson, and it's a Chapelton throw. So halftime, a very important part of any competitive pursuit, or any competitive sport. Gives you the chance to reset. And let's see if the reset has happened for Chapelton. Garnett to Nelson. Forward to Ray. Ray was on his heels for a moment, but he got there in enough time. Nelson, pressured by Parchment, who's tracking back. Tivoli throw.
I think Tivoli just took a few minutes there to get up back to speed to a slick passing that they had. Chapelton came out looking to put them under pressure immediately. I think this half we're going to see them commit to more players when they transition in attack.
Pennycook's pass is poor, cut out by Christian. This is the other Pennycook. The Pennycook's clash, and Tivoli's wins. Back to Chapelton. Gale. This is Raheem Brown now. Wider to Parchment. Does he get a run at Simpson finally? All over the top to Raheem Brown. Off the chest. He looks for the shot. And really didn't catch it. It comes off Pennycook's legs. Didn't even come off Pennycook's legs. It's a goal kick. Really made a meal of that, Raheem Brown. And then there you go. I've been saying, you've been complaining about not getting service. Though you get service and the shot is...
He fluffed it.
Yep.
And you know what?
I was trying not to say poppycock, but there you go.
And I felt Pennycook just gave him a little bit too much room, just backed off. So he had the chance to execute and just didn't. I say football is an ungrateful game. A lot of times you see strikers complaining to midfielder, you're not giving me the ball, and then they get a golden opportunity and missed it.
Yep.
And the midfielders who have a lot to say will say, there you go. What did you do with that one?
Yep. Clark in the back for Tivoli. Wide to Odine Pennycook. It's a Chapelton throw. Rushing to take it is the man, Jamari Howell. Parchment, back to Howell. Brighter from the Clarendon team, believe us when we tell you that. It's what you've seen from them in the second half to start the second half, brighter than what they did at this similar stage in the first half. Here's McCain.
Yeah, what's good, I think they're engaging Tivoli high up the pitch.
Yeah. McCain dribbled all the way out of his own penalty box, you know. Chapelton throw. Here's McCain once again. Garnett, coming in hard on Gale. Very hard. Free kick.
And I guess this will bring a more physicality to the game, where there are more players in smaller spaces. And Tivoli have been known to be able to deal with that very well.
Well, my question for you though, coach, is at 2-0, if you're Teddy Johnson, what? Boys play as if it's 0-0, and or do you play with, well, we have 2 goals, so let's not overcome it. What's the approach from here?
For me, and me as a coach, I'll tell my players the next goal has to be mine, because I think that is significant to kill the contest. Or somewhat, yeah, it's early, but they would come out. I would expect the opponent to come out here looking for a goal pretty early in this half. So I'm expecting an onslaught, but I just want to get a goal to just take that enthusiasm out of them.
Howell is bowled over by Price, wins the free kick.
So yeah, maybe like it's a 0-0. I'd want to get that third goal.
Between the 45th minute and now, that would be what, 8-9 minutes. Parchment has had more touches in this 9-minute span in the second half than at any other point in the game. Maybe that's something positive for Chapelton Maroons FC as they're trying to get their creative players on the ball. Here's Howell with this free kick for them. Curls in, misses everyone in a maroon shirt. Christian on the turn, couldn't get the shot goalwards though. Odine Pennycook, well, Marlon Pennycook rather. Dean plays for Tivoli. Marlon's shot is wild.
And one of the things that we see here with Chapelton Maroon, they're committing more players and having runners. The difference with Tivoli is that we're seeing where they're trying to track the runners, as opposed to when Chapelton was on the receiving end of a lot of runners coming. And mind you, yes, it's a tactical change and they're committing more. Some people say in the sport it's easier to play that way when you're behind. I mean, so we'll see.
Keno Simpson on the run once again for Tivoli. But look at that man slide across. Ellis. McCain, a pirouette, takes him away from the Chapelton defenders.
He had a good first half.
Oh, he was serene. Simpson. Sliding tackle from Williamson. Looks almost as if he lost his footing. Really picked up speed as he slid across the turf, Williamson. And after all that, it's a throw?
Yeah.
Looks to be a corner though. Maybe a corner. Williamson.
Yeah.
McCain is in the corner position.
McCain, I like him as a player because
Easy
he
on the
affects,
eye.
yeah, and he affects the game. It's not sideways passes. Always looking to break lines, and he's very mobile.
Here's Price, the captain. Back to McCain. Very comfortable with the ball at his feet, McCain. This is Pennycook or Dean for Tivoli. The cross comes in and it's into the side netting, goal kick.
That's something, that's one area too that maybe the Chapelton Maroons would have wanted to sort of put a lid on in the second half. It's McCain's effect on the game, the way he's been allowed to just roam about the park and pick passes up and float into other
what
areas.
he likes.
Yeah.
Gale has been very disappointing for me for Chapelton in that midfield. Don't want to be overly critical with players who are at this level for the first time, but he's not done the business so far, the young man. Still time for him to have a big impact, but it's not quite happened yet. As here he goes bursting forward, but he's offside.
Yeah, just about for a moment there, I felt Keno Simpson was playing him on, but I'm not in the best position.
Meanwhile, Chapelton have two subs warming up behind the Tivoli goal. #25, Omar Water, furthest away from the, third man further away from the camera. And the other man, Rayon Smith. Here they come, it's another goal for Tivoli! And it's that man, Diego McKenzie, with his second of the afternoon, well, his second of the evening, and his third of the season. Just like that, Tivoli pierced the Chapelton defense yet again. It's been a stroll for Jermaine Teddy Johnson's team so far, Dwight.
Yeah, and I said before, coming out at halftime 2-0 up, the opponent may feel he just need a goal to get back in it. So as a coach, yes, you want to get that third goal, and I think that's what Tivoli came out here looking for. Definitely not looking to try and put down the coach.
And these hairstyles are fooling us, because I thought it was McKenzie with his second of the afternoon. Actually, it was Anthony Nelson who got that goal. This is McCain. And look at the pass through the legs of Williamson. And yeah, the goalkeeper came no man's land. And it was easy, very easy, the finish for Anthony Nelson, the number 11 man, to find the goal with that strike. Here they come, McCain dribbling around Ellis as if he wasn't there. This is McCain still. Lovely feet by McCain across to Dunn. Header on goal, off the upright, with the goalkeeper beaten. And Tivoli are threatening to run riot here at the Stadium East complex.
Yeah, that's a sustained pressure here from Tivoli, looking to go 4 up in quick succession. But it's McCain again that we spoke about, just pulling the strings.
Raheem Brown running through, and he was hampered by Barrington Price, the Tivoli skipper, doing enough to delay the run of the Chapelton forward, but not enough to commit a foul. Did that very well.
I don't think he'll have much easier nights than this, McCain.
Here's Justin Dunn, the scoop pass, and the header from Diego McKenzie off the upright. That would have been his second of the afternoon. Maybe even hit his back as the goalkeeper challenged him for it. But that replay from our director confirming how close Tivoli came to finding a fourth goal so soon after goal number 3.
Yeah, and I think that third goal now, I mean, pretty much there's a lot of time left in this game, but from what we've seen from Tivoli, who have bossed possession here, all of 57% of it.
Here they go again. Janine Ray into the path of McCain. Sliding tackle this time is good from Howell. Parchment. For a moment they're away from the tackle. Brown fighting. Excellent touch by Roheen Brown under pressure. Parchment. Lovely touch under pressure again. These Chapelton boys can't play, but they're not being allowed to settle by the Tivoli defenders. This is McKenzie. For a moment there, I thought he had won that. Sliding tackle from Ellis, but the play is still alive for Tivoli. Here's Pilgrim. Done. Going away from goal all the way back to Pennycook, who'll go back to his goal.
And you can afford to do that when you are 3 goals up, having gotten that third goal. But again, too, the transition of Tivoli players, once they go from defense to attack, the attacking transition is good. They get runners, like they hear that something has been given away in the Chapelton goal. Mind you, they've gotten 3 goals. So encouraged to go forward, but just the pace at which they attack.
McCain has been the outstanding individual for me. He's bossed this game, Trevon McCain for Tivoli.
Yeah, from the opening whistle till now.
And they have such similar hairstyles to the Tivoli guys. Slim black men with the hairstyle. It's fooling your commentator from this vantage. Here's McCain. Beating Parchment to it and dribbling away from him. Can't dribble away from Williamson though.
Yeah, I think Williamson just got a bit too close to make that drop pass outside. But even so, he showed another side of his game just now. Good strength for a small frame. But it's difficult when you get your body in between the man and the ball. They may have to foul you to get it. He shields the ball so well.
Jermaine Johns must wish he could play Chapelton every week. Oh, Barrington Price. Miscommunication between himself and his keeper. He was telling the keeper to come left. The keeper was saying, but I wanted you to play it right.
And Chapelton would take a gift right now.
Oh, Nelson, just almost. Roheen Brown almost pinched that from him.
Almost gave him the gift. Or gave him the gift.
And Nelson sends sprinting down the line by Simpson, but the ball had too much. Pilgrim. Christian mopping up for Chapelton.
What's interesting here, George, too, to just give Tivoli more credit. I mean, as if they need any more. I mean, Chapelton Maroon came out with a lot more life in their game. And it's like Tivoli just flicked a switch and went up a notch again. Just turned the knob a little bit.
Correct, you are. Ellis can't find the forward pass for Marlon Pennycook to run on to. Here's Pilgrim for Tivoli. Has time. McCain goes on the overlap. And it's a corner that they'll win, Tivoli. Yes. Meanwhile, 2 changes for Chapelton Maroons. Number 25 coming in, Omar Water. Meanwhile, Tivoli guards are preparing to make a defensive change. Kamar Sivrite. So Teddy Johnson will shut up shop soon. The corner comes in from McCain. It's poor though. Perhaps the only poor thing he's done all night. Didn't beat the first man. And that first man was in a Chapelton shirt. Meanwhile, the substitutions can now be made. Number 45 coming in for Chapelton, Rayan Smith. To replace number 23, Rashai Parchment. He'll have better days.
But he got a little bit more time than you would have given him, George.
Yeah, I'd have switched him at halftime. The young man knows now that it's tough at this level. And he's a very good player, though. I really, really like him. Excellent feet, skillful
good touches
player.
in tight
yes,
spaces,
he's a very good player. But it will need more. It will need graft at this level to go along with craft.
Yes.
To make himself a success. And Rashai Parchment needs to add that to his game. Add the graft and needs to get lean.
Yes, I was about to say that, George.
Yep,
that will certainly help him.
Yes.
You have to cut down on his sugar intake and do a lot of work.
Yep. Something as simple as eating after hours.
Yeah.
We aren't all blessed with good genes like yourself, Dwight.
Yeah, metabolism high.
You could be plugged into a sugar machine and you wouldn't put on weight.
I guess my viewers have a perfect picture of what I look like now, George.
Yep. Ricketts spears this forward, trying to get the Maroons up the pitch. And here's Gale with some time on the ball. Into the path of Williamson. Exchanges passes with Brown, but excellent sliding tackle from Barrington Price.
And that's the difference we're seeing with Tivoli. When the runners come, they do track, they do stay switched on. So with all the beautiful play that Coach Hyde loves, and he's experienced enough to know, he's going to have to get these boys to understand at this level, organization and defensive work is going to be critical.
Pennycook, the two Pennycooks at it. And O'Dean versus Marlon. Marlon wins the battle for the moment. Marlon goes down in the box. Referee Mason, nothing doing. Marlon Pennycook flinging himself about on the floor, complaining that he ought to have been given a penalty because he was fouled.
Well, we'll probably have another look at that one, but yeah, Pennycook normally, that's O'Dean, doesn't normally lose the doors, but just got the wrong side just now.
Pilgrim's header isn't good, and that set up the shot for Jamari Morrison. This is the replay here, Dwight. He works around O'Dean Pennycook, Marlon does, and then played for the penalty.
I think, yeah, because he just stopped and initiated contact. So yeah, he's never going to get that. We know a lot of players do that. Just wait for the contact, just stop in his tracks. He will tell you that he was settling himself, but he knew what he was doing.
And this is played by number 21, Kevin.
Pilgrim, his day is done, has put in an excellent shift. Kevin Pilgrim caused Chapelton to switch their left winger to the other side because he couldn't get any change out of him, and he walks off after a job well done. So Kemar Sivride comes in, good friend of ours at Sportsmax, and Janelle Ray comes out, and Radico Wellington replaces him. Ball is long, looking for Justin Dunn, but he can't keep it in. Wellington closing down Williamson, asks a lot of Howell, and here's Gale for Chapelton. Forward to the new man, Smith. Look at who's tracking him back. McCain.
Yeah, doing the work in the nice spots of the pitch in the attacking third, but defensively willing to put in a shift.
Brown with a handball. What a trial in Germany, Raheem Brown, not so long ago.
Sometimes I think though, George, that the trial setup does not do justice to the players, and they probably have good quality, but a trial is a short period and there's a lot to get adjusted to, adapt to, and you prefer if they get just a chance to get a loan spell to just see if they can get time.
Enterprising! Didn't miss by much. That from the boot of Pennycook. But Nicholas Clark was beaten. He was in no man's land. And it just overshot his goal.
I was wondering what he was doing out there so far out. Well, his team had the ball first up.
Yeah, well,
it was way out of goal.
Garnett and O'Dean Pennycook conspired to make a hash of the clearance, and then it presented itself to that man who saw the empty goal, went for it, but missed. It's almost as if the game is too easy for Tivoli. They're trying to find a way to make their lives hard.
Still think that Clark was badly positioned to start with anyway, but maybe he went across to support the play in case they needed to come back to him.
Gale forward. Brown and Clark. Brown! He misses it. Did he take a deflection? The assistant referee says no. But the referee says yes.
Bemused is the teacher Hyde on the bench,
Wow.
wondering how that missed. I felt Clark could have come, but probably was so rooted. But I feel my goalkeeper, Clark, there, I would feel that he should have made some advance.
With you on that.
But you have been lamenting all game long. The patience needs to be shown by Brown, because when the chances come, you need to take them.
Yes, sir. Shot on goal, easy for Clark, right down the middle. The shot from Jamari Morrison, just warming his hands, and Clark goes long. But Tivoli, in the last 5 minutes, a bit of slackness has crept into the back, the way the defenders are playing, the way the goalkeeper is positioning himself from the attempts to play the ball out of the back. It's not good.
Yeah, and I think that resulted in the first shot on target for Maroons, I think.
Yep. Christian runs back to take possession, exchanges passes with his co-captain, Ellis. 2 armbands on the pitch for Chapelton, but not enough inspiration and quality so far. Here's Raheem Brown, hunted down by Barrington Price. Back Brown goes to Christian, lucky to win possession back. Here's Christian and Ellis, and well, Ellis now. Oh, it's a poor pass, it's a blind pass to Anthony Nelson. Nelson bursts past Williams, and still Nelson driving into the box. Nelson! Blocked by the goalkeeper, Wellington. Radico Wellington! And it's blocked by the combination of defender and goalkeeper at that far post.
Yeah, that's just epitomized how Tivoli Garden transitioned from defense to attack. And there were so many players coming forward that even after this shot was saved, it was Tivoli players that were in the position to take up a threatening position, as I would say, and shoot on goal there. And if not for the intervention of the defender, then you feel Maroons would have been 4 goals down.
Yep, Ellis at the near post. The problem was Radico Wellington. It fell on his right foot, but his right foot not much use, so he had to switch to the left, and did find the right shot to the right side of the goal, but Ellis was on point to turn it behind for a corner.
And the break, when the break started, the first touch from Nelson was lovely.
Oh yes, but he was gifted the ball by a blind pass played by the Chapelton Maroons defense. Corner is a poor one, and McCain takes charge. Back to Garnett. Simpson has had an excellent game. Keena Simpson at left back. Siv Wright now. It was a time when Siv Wright was the best Tivoli Gardens defender. He's been through a lot, Kimara Siv Wright, in the intervening years, past 3 years. Lost his son to a form of cancer, very aggressive. Took a heavy toll on him. Just working himself back to good form at this level. Williamson's intervention is excellent. Rico Wellington acknowledges the pass that was being played to him. Can the Maroons get themselves a goal? They played very well against Harbourview. No goal to show for it as they were beaten 2-0. Bad tackle on that far side from Christian, the captain, on Pennycook. And he screamed, but it was only for show. It's not that bad.
Very good defender he is. And you feel if Tivoli are going to really mount a challenge this season, it's going to have to play the bulk of their games.
Simpson told that he's alone. This is Barrington Price. Lovely by Simpson. Nice flick away under pressure. Clark. Tivoli very comfortable playing out the back because they have a 3-goal cushion. Wellington running off Williams' shoulder. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Had a look at the line behind him because he figured that he hadn't kept it in.
But it still is throwing. Apparently took a touch off Maroon's player.
Substitution for Captain Maroon.
Tommy Lawrence set to come in. Gale leaves the pitch.
He's replaced by number 22,
Devon Linder replaces him.
Substitution in the 65th
And then number 18, Nakeel Wright, coming in for Tivoli.
minute.
And then Tommy Lawrence is going to come in at the next available opportunity. Here's Sif Wright. Goes along with this. And it's a save. That will count as a shot on target. I'd love to hear the story why Javel Plunkett, the Chapelton Maroons FC goalkeeper, is wearing the helmet. Giveaway. How many times have we seen the Maroons do that? This is Wellington. Away from Williamson. Can cross with the left foot from this position, you know. Back to Simpson. Wellington. Brown asking way too much of Jamari Morrison. Needed to have wheels to even attempt to get after that. And he doesn't have wheels.
As you say, Brown, with more playing time, will have better days. He'll learn a lot from playing at this level.
Sliding tackle by Garnett, leaving something in on Morrison, but he doesn't complain. And he's going to book him, Kevin Garnett. It's never a Tivoli game without a booking for Garnett. And he'll feel disappointed that his team are 3-0 up and he gets booked for this. It was a dangerous tackle though. Studs showing as he slid in.
And back turn not necessary.
Yes. So McCain comes out, classy operator this evening, ran the game for Tivoli and leaves with his team 3-0 ahead, and he's saying, boys, I'm sure you can manage from here without me.
Yeah, put in a very good performance. He certainly will be in the talks when you start the discussion with play of this game.
Oh, for sure. So Nelson is gone. And McCain is gone as well. And this is the other thing. So about 4 or 5 of the Tivoli players have the same blue headband, the same kind of hairstyle. So from a distance, it's hard to pick out who has the plaited hair with the blue headband, because about 5 of them do. And guess what?
Well, your job is made easier. One is off.
There you go. But he was replaced by another one.
That's true.
They had the blue material on the team bus, and they said, you know what, who wants to tie their hair? And they just handed out bits and pieces of it. 78th minute. So Jeremiah, we got 5 goals in the first game. We've had 3 already today in this game. 8 goals. Good day's work,
I would say. That's what you go to the football games to see. Fans want to see goals, and I'm pretty much happy that they got goals today.
There he is again, Brown, just showing his frustration. And we understand, he's only young. He's eager to please. But again, I'm sure Lenny Hyde or someone watching the broadcast who's close to him will tell him that, fret not, in your position, you are going to see the least of the ball of all the players on the pitch. But it's not about what doesn't come to you, it's about what comes to you and what you do with it.
And he will have enough moments to show him from this game that, hey, you could have made an impact.
Yes.
Despite the limited touches.
Clark. Again, that wasn't the best use of the ball, but at 3-0 you can get away with things like that. Look at Jermaine Teddy Johnson will be pleased with his team's work this evening. Brown goes down on the tackle from Garnett again. Just booked by referee Mason, and he's pleading his case to say, how is that a foul?
But I could hear the boots clashing from here. Probably just need to
And that's
calm
a foul.
down. No need to dive in Again, the Browns' back was turned.
Was it so far out? No.
No, it didn't look that way.
No.
It was closer in line with the D.
Morrison and Pennycook over this one for Chapelton. And I would go directly for a goal here. My team 3-0 down. Game getting old. Yeah. This is Morrison. Goes for goal. Ooh, off the crossbar. Fingertips by Nicholas Clark. And it's headed over. And it's a corner kick. That has to go down as a magnificent save from Clark. Looked to have gotten something to it. Yes, he did. And his touch, his fingertips, helping it onto the crossbar. That would have been some goal from Morrison.
Yeah, very good free kick as well. Clark has to, his footwork came into play there, just had to shuffle across. But it was such a good free kick, couldn't take another step with his outstretched arm. Just parrying it onto the crossbar, and then Price following up to ensure that all that good work was not in vain, and just heading over the crossbar.
Brown's corner, curling all the time. And Price clears his lines again, big Andrew Price. Barrington Price, beg your pardon. Andrew Price, the humble land coach. Here's Nakil Wright bursting away from challenges. Not from Howells though, the sliding tackle. It's a throw. Well, Nicholas Clark has been creating problems for himself in the back, the Tivoli goalkeeper, because he's been so idle. He's down now needing treatment. And he really got some work to do on that occasion from the free kick, and he seems to be holding his groin.
Yeah, certainly, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. It's difficult when you're not in the game a lot and then you're called upon to make a big save like that. Shows that you're concentrating.
The Sportsmax app moment comes up now, and it's this goal from Diego McKenzie in the first half. Garnett's switch is intelligent. It's very well done. Dunn's control, and then Dunn's crosses. Thing of beauty. Diego McKenzie's header. Matching the quality of the cross, the quality of the build-up play. That's an overall excellent goal from Tivoli, which makes it the Sportsmax app moment.
In that goal, that Sportsmax app moment, George, one of the telling thing was that Dunn was able to take two touch, first to control, then to put it from out of his feet. And in that shot, we didn't see a Maroon player.
And that's the question I was asking you, that Lenny Hyde would never asked at half-time. How come he had so much time to choose how he wanted to cross it, where he wanted to cross it? Pennycook. Can't find Morrison though. Tivoli will happily manage it from here. And this is what Clark is doing by killing time. Coach Jeremiah will tell you that he doesn't like his goalkeepers doing this either, and he'd be lying. 3-0 up.
It's the going down part. I'm okay with that.
I'm troubling, of course. You're pragmatic, and you're a sensible guy. So
of
you
course,
know what
why
to
not?
do.
Why
There
not?
you go. Here's Wellington. Rodico. Beaten to it. Simon gets with the tackle. So that's the Captain Ellis, they say, is the captain of the Maroons, and then Captain Christian would be the captain of the Chapelton team. So there you go, Chapelton Maroons. So each unit has a captain. Speaking of the Maroons weren't in Clarendon for very, very long. They left there was an uprising, Dwight, in 1690. Cudjoe fled with the Maroons into the cockpit country in Trelawney. But history will show you, the National Library of Jamaica will show you that the Leeward Maroons are those who populated Clarendon back in the day. And that's where the Chapelton Maroons, the connection, the history comes from. Oh, bad touch. This is the shot on target. And the goalkeeper made that look difficult. It was a shot from Tommy Lawrence. And his handling, not the best, but he wasn't under any pressure, so he got away with it. Here's Ellis. Given away. Wellington finds Lawrence. Lawrence has Simpson on the overlap. Finds him with a good pass. Keena Simpson thought about the cross for a moment, but didn't see any green shirts in the right positions. Lawrence through the legs of Williamson. Can't get away from Howell though. Here's Garnett. Simpson. Garnett crowded out. Williamson into the midfield for Smith. Simpson beaten to it. Here comes Howell for Chapperton. Cross was a bad one, especially because Price was tracking so well.
Yeah, needed to get that one between the last line of defense and the goalkeeper, so needed to curl it away from Price, just too close to Price.
Marlon Pennycook has had a tough afternoon like all of his teammates. He leaves the field to be replaced by number 28, Davion Pinnock. And Diego Mackenzie, the man features in the app moment, he leaves to be replaced by number 24, Shaquille Jones.
Well, 2 goals in 2 games for Mackenzie, start of the season, so good return. You have a striker that gives you a goal a game, and then he's doing well.
Yep. Howell always wants to come back on his right foot. Lawrence forward. Keeler Wright can't get there. Well, the new man can't get there. Shaquille Jones. Asani Ricketts tracking him. Any positives to take from the Chapperton performance today, Dwight?
I think in the second half they were slightly better in terms of going forward and trying to engage Tivoli up the pitch, but like I said, in that situation it's quite easy to do that when you're 2 goals down. The fact is that they continue to play, and maybe that's a positive to say that even going a goal down conceding a goal in the second half, and when they had some hopes of coming back in the game, they've continued to play, and I think in the second half they've tracked a little bit better than the first. So maybe improvement in small stages, yes, to take away, but not a lot. And they did manage to create an opportunity for Brown to really get on the score sheet, but his shot went wide. So a better second half.
Sif Wright turning full circle and trying to dig out across. He apologizes. No, he was pointing to the corner flag, saying it took a deflection. The assistant referee and referee are united that it's a goal kick. Morrison. Howell on the run again. Didn't see this in the first half, this overlapping run from him. Simpson tracking him.
He didn't want to get it in the box because Brown was the only player he had, and there was about 4 Tivoli players in there. Would have had to be pinpoint accurate to pick Brown out, and even then he would be under much pressure.
Lawrence wins it for Tivoli. Pass to Shaquille Jones. Back to Nakil Wright. Nakil Wright lining up the shot. Justin Dunn wants it. Justin Dunn gets it. Justin Dunn! Oh, Shaquille Jones with the goal gaping somehow slipped as he went to execute the shot. Chance missed for Tivoli.
Yeah, that was a glorious opportunity to go for goals up, but just lost his footing at the crucial time.
Our man of the match candidates, Dwight. Trevon McCain for sure. Keena Simpson for sure. And I don't know who else you want to put into the mix.
Yeah, it's all Tivoli players for that. That's the easiest part of it.
Here's Raheem Brown running through. Brown. Simpson tracks his run and Simpson beats him to it. And Simpson, knowing that Brown would want to win the ball, put his body between Brown and the ball and took the charge, as they'd say in basketball. Here's the chance once again. And look at Shaquille Jones, almost kicked his own foot. Almost kicked his standing foot.
Yeah, so I think it was his doing, and his body shape is dynamic, which caused him to fall over.
Well, we saw that bit. That's an excellent shot, Mr. Director, because we know what he said, but we can't repeat what he said. It's the same thing that Peter Cargill said for the Reggae Boys in 1998 against Argentina. In the second half, when we were down to 10 men because Daryl Powell got himself stupidly sent off 2 yellow cards in the first. We were up against it, Batistuta's hat-trick. And the camera showed Peter Cargill saying something in slow motion. Move you. You can finish the sentence, Dwight, off camera.
Off camera.
There's Lenny Hyde.
But I think Simpson and McCain are top of the list in terms of the man of the match candidate here. And despite not scoring a goal, I just felt McCain was just a joy to watch. And he affected the game in all aspects.
I don't know what Tivoli would have been if he wasn't at his best today, but he was so very good. He made the rest of the game look easy for everybody else. So I'm going to go Trevon McCain if that's what you're going to go with.
Yeah.
3 minutes more, said Oliver Twist. Actually, he was asking for more food, Oliver. Sonny Ricketts has had a tough evening. Williamson, also a tough evening for him. And I'd love to be in that room when Lenny Hyde watches this game over. If I were him, I'd watch it over with the whole squad to say, well, look at what we did and tell me if this is good enough at this level.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea as well. That's something that coaches do at times so that players recognize just the simple things that they need to do.
Simpson battling away and preventing, well, nipping that attack. Beyond the board, but nipping it nonetheless. Price to Odin Pennycook. Wide to Sivright. Sivright trying to get Justin Dunn going. Dunn being shadowed by Osani Ricketts. Ricketts in trouble. Trying to flick it and turn. That's a skill that Diego Maradona perfected. Defender would back him into a corner and he'd always find a way to flip the ball up and then kick it over his head. Usually to a teammate.
A genius. He was
oh yes, yes.
born with a ball at his feet. I remember, I think it was the 1990 World Cup against Cameroon. He was fouled 44 times. At the time, a record.
Yep. Same game that they lost their first choice goalkeeper Nigel Pompidou to a thigh injury. Every Argentine was kicked left, right and center, especially the one with Maradona on his back. Yep. Foul on the edge of the 18-yard box. Rodico Wellington will appreciate this. I think I did him an injustice earlier. I said his right foot was for standing on only. He's a good striker with both feet, Rodico Wellington. That's the reason he's a senior part of this Tivoli team, because of his prowess from dead ball situations and his striking ability, his ball striking ability. Wellington can only find the wall, and then Garnett, not known for his goal scoring, fresh air shot. Can Chapperton grab a consolation? Morrison can't get there. Tough day for the newcomers. They would have been buoyed by the performance in the first game against Harbourview, but they've been knocked down a peg in the second game. The Premier League is a tough place. Chapperton Maroons FC now know, as Tivoli Gardens are 3 and better than Chapperton Maroons FC on the night. Keena Simpson opened the scoring. Diego McKenzie scored the second. And then in the second half, Anthony Nelson got the third. Tough day for Raheem Williams and company for Chapperton FC. Or Raheem Brown rather. But they live to fight another day, these young boys. They now know that life in the top flight is a very, very difficult thing. At the end, Tivoli Gardens 3, Chapperton Maroons FC 0. Taking you through the highlights. First half, Simpson's, well, Anthony Nelson's cross. And McCain, his shot destined for goal, but for the feet of Christian, one of the two captains on the pitch tonight for Chapelton Maroons FC. And then Garnett out towards Keena Simpson. And look at Keena Simpson work himself into a shooting position at the invitation of the Chapelton Maroons FC defense. Slips beneath the grasp of goalkeeper Javel Plunkett. And that's how Tivoli found their first goal. This man, Keena Simpson, we may credit Kevin Garnett with the assist, had a hand in both of the 2 goals scored by Tivoli in the first half. Garnett. That was 1-0. Then Garnett again. This time to the other side to Justin Dunn. Curls one onto the forehead of Diego Mackenzie, who makes it look easy. Tivoli at this point bossing the game. Tivoli for the most part bossed the game, and that's how Tivoli went 2-0 up. Another shot, another angle of the second goal. Still the first half. This is McCain. Slips Mackenzie and Justin Dunn, his shot. Not missing by far. Then McCain again. Nelson's shot is blocked. Tivoli threatening to run riot here at the Stadium Eastfield against this Chapelton team. Here's Keena Simpson trying to execute a very difficult skill, the control and shot in the same sector, and then Anthony Nelson taking the pass from McCain. So McCain had 1 assist, and he made it easy for Nelson to find the goal, vacated by the keeper Plunkett, and that was 3-0. Dunn to Diego Mackenzie off the upright. Chapelton defense at 6s and 7s. Not up to speed. Gale forward to Brown. Brown and Pennycook attacking the same ball. Pennycook leaves it alone for Brown, and Raheem Brown can't steer his shot on target. Then Nelson broke away. You felt he must score, but straight at goalkeeper Plunkett. Radico Wellington was destined for the far corner, the far post, but for the intervention of Ellis, it would have been a goal. And then this is the closest Chapelton Maroons FC came. A free kick from Morrison. That was touched onto the crossbar by Nicholas Clark, getting a hand to it. Then bad play from Williamson in the back for Chapelton. And Tommy Lawrence's effort. He went for placement, was trying to curl it in. Another chance. Shaquille Jones, the substitute, must score. He kicks his standing foot and slides. Slipping and sliding for Shaquille Jones. Not getting the contact required. Tivoli Gardens, 14 shots overall, 7 on target. Chapelton, 2 shots on target, 4 shots overall. All those shots and shots on target coming in the second half for Chapelton Maroons. 17 fouls, 11 committed by Chapelton. A yellow card apiece. 6 offsides, 3 apiece. 4 corners to Chapelton Maroons. And the Tivoli Gardens goalkeeper not having to make a save, Nicholas Clark. And Tivoli, 56% possession. Dwight Jeremiah is downstairs with our man of the match, Trevon McCain.
You moved about this pitch like an ice skater on blades. How do you rate your performance tonight? How good was it tonight?
Well, I give my performance 8 out of 10 because I lapsed some time, but I made up for it though.
So why was it so easy for you tonight in this game?
Well, it was easy because we played as a team. You know, we talk to each other and we do the right thing.
I want to ask you as well, I know it's not the blue headband, which is why you're so good, because other players were in it, were not good as you, but what about this blue headband?
Well, I wore the headband so that my hair doesn't get in my face, you know, and it would affect my game. Yeah, so that's why.
Well, you were seeing everything in front of you, bright and beautiful, so thanks for your game tonight. It was a joy watching you.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it, McCain. Beautiful tonight in terms of how he moved about the pitch. I know you spoke about the physicality. That wasn't the main threat tonight, but just didn't track the runners off Tivoli tonight. But what else went wrong for you?
I think the effort, first and foremost, from the team. I didn't like how we started. We started flat. As you said, we weren't tracking. Tivoli was way more aggressive, and they got an early goal, and we never recovered.
In terms of anything positive from this game, I know you probably dig hard for it, but maybe as a coach, you probably could find something.
As a coach, I'm very disappointed in my team, and it's not even about the result, but the effort that was given by the players. And in order for us to stay up, we demand more from our players.
How do you get these boys to give you that effort now going forward?
I mean, the ball don't lie, you know. So we're going to get a tape of the game, and we're going to watch it together as a team. We're going to allow them to pick their mistakes out, and then we see how best we can come together with the solutions for those mistakes.
In terms of your players like Brown, showing frustration up front, it's a difficult craft at this level, not getting the chances that he would have wanted. What do you say to a player like that?
The chances will come. We're a young team and we're building, and the more we progress in the league, the more we're going to compete with the better teams, and the more opportunities we're going to start creating, the more we start to play together as a team.
It's a young team, and I think there's more to come from it, so all the best.
Definitely, I'm not discouraged by my team. I'm just discouraged by the effort that was given. I know that we have some players who can do something special on the day. We just need to dig deep and find ways that we can bring those special qualities out in our players.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
So, searching for positives, difficult to find, but this man here in my shot, Teddy Johnson, won't have that difficult a task to find the positives from this game. How good a performance was this tonight?
It was a good performance, but we still have a lot of mistakes. We make a lot of mistakes today, and we still need to go back on the drawing board and try to get it right next game.
Talk me through some of those mistakes. Which phase of the game you had those mistakes?
I think most of the time the back passes, I don't really like it at times, because you're leading and the team want to get back into content, so we have to just really keep the ball and just try to do perfect at times.
But the pleasing aspect of it, tell me some of those things that you would not want to change from this game.
I think our attacking was perfect today. We just did not utilize some of the chances that we get, and we did not score them. But I think we done well, to be honest.
Well, it's a good result, really good performance from some of your players. McCain, how much of a joy is it to work with a player like him?
I know McCain since he was a younger guy, and we play football together down in the community. And I know what he can deliver and what he can prove to the country. And he just needs to just keep consistent.
Well, hopefully you can keep him doing that. All the best.
Thank you very much. Yes.
So, Jeremy and Teddy Johnson there, the last interview. So Dunbeholden beating Falkland 1-0 as we look at the results from match week 2 in the Jamaica Premier League. Malines United beating Humble Iron 3-2. Cavalier taking down Vere United 3-0. Mobay United beating Waterhouse 1-0. And Tivoli 3-0 better than Chapelton Maroons FC. There are 2 games to come on Monday on Sportsmax. Harbourview against Mount Pleasant. That's at 6 p.m. outside Jamaica Live Monday. And then Sportsmax 2 again. Second game of the doubleheader from Stadium East. 8:30 p.m. outside Jamaica. 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica. Arnett Gardens against Portmore United. That's it from us here at the Stadium East field as they turn the lights off. The lights go off with Tivoli 2-0 to the good at halftime and running out 3-0 winners, beating Chapelton Maroons FC.